Hello, welcome to today's video. My name is JM Topp, but you can call me Jonathan. Today I want to do a project showcase of the Twin Princes. I know, it's here finally. I'm so excited to let you know that the second book in the Harmony of the Apostles has been finished. It's been edited by myself, self-edited, and now we're in the beta stage of this novel. So what that means, essentially, these are the stages of writing that I go through. I write the novel. The next stage after that is editing it myself and going through and tweaking plot points, adding characters in, deleting other characters. The same thing, just making the story strong and stand strong on its own 2 feet. And the next stage after that point, and I do this for the entire novel, by the way, and then the next stage after that is going into the beta stage. So the beta stage basically means I choose a few select people to read my book for free, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that at the end of the video. So if you're interested in beta reading for me, stay tuned to the end. Essentially, The Twin Princes is a sequel of Knights Without Kings, and it starts off a couple months after the first book ends. So we're introducing a couple new characters. We have Rickard and Rhiannon Feldir, who are the Twin Princes. They rule up in Felheim, and they are elfin. So here, instead of having elven or elves, I have elfin, and that's my typical, it's like a hipster twist on the little elf race. And obviously, instead of saying elves, I say elfin. I just keep the ELF in the whole thing, and that way the naming system is a little bit different. But not only that, I added a lot of cultural differences too. Typically in fantasy, elves are very much magic reliant, and these clairvoyant people that are like mysterious but so powerful. You're not going to find that here. The elfin are very much reliant on technology, so they're more brutish than humans are, and their technology is way out. I mean, for example, the humans are caught in this age of iron, so, you know, swords, shields, armor, and bows and arrows, those kinds of things. But the elfin are they're kind of going through their own mini industrial age. So they've just, at the beginning of the story, they've just invented tanks. So they don't obviously look like this, like an Abrams tank. They look more like this. And this is the kind of technology that they use. They use this, they use flintlock rifles, pistols, those kinds of things. So that's their technology. I'm bringing what I hope is a new fantasy trope to things, especially in this dark fantasy, because I've never seen or read a fantasy book that includes both those things in the same novel, save for the Witcher series, which I think. No. Yeah, even in the Witcher series, I don't even think there is like rifles and things like that. There's more, I mean, there's crossbows, but nothing like guns. I think there's cannons maybe in those stories, but it doesn't matter. The point is, at this level, I don't think there's that mixture of things, and that's going to be interesting because the elves eventually have a war with the humans. And it's going to be interesting to see the technological difference in how that matters, because even though the elfin have this technology, they are so diminished in numbers because they just went through a civil war that lasted for almost 100 years, almost decimating the entire city and making them go extinct altogether. So I'm really excited to see what you think about this combination of elements and themes. And yeah, I hope you really enjoy it. So it's still keeping in theme with the dark fantasy. It's still very realistic, very gritty. Bad things happen to good people, and it's not just like, it's very bad. It's. I mean, I don't want to explain a lot that's going on. I'd rather you read it first for yourself. But a lot of bad things happen, and it's really interesting to me to always put these characters in these really difficult situations and watch them break themselves out of it and see what kind of person they are after they do, because not always after people, you know, go through a hard situation are they stronger. Some people are more broken, some people are bitter, some people come out with scars that just ruin them. So that's one of the themes that is in this book, is just ruin. Is just like, no matter what you try to do, you can still fail. Anyways, then let's move on to the next character. So we have 3 character arcs. So the first one is Rickard and Rhiannon Feldir. The second character arc is Emeg Farness. And Emeg Farness was mentioned in book 1 as being Elemiah's half-brother. And he isn't a hero at all. He would be my first protagonist that is around the age, I'd say like a hero age, like he's, you know, mid-30s. He's very able and agile and is quick-witted, able-bodied, like he can kill things pretty easily. So the typical fantasy trope of like Aragorn, say, but he is bad. Essentially, he doesn't have any qualms with killing, stealing, in order to achieve his goals, or even if he feels like he needs to kill something, he'll do it. Especially like out of revenge or something like that, he will kill him. And then lastly, of course, Elamaya comes back, and she was the primary character of book 1, and she's the primary character of the whole series. So at least this trilogy. Coming from the events of book 1, she's definitely broken. And she has these deep scars from the events that happened in book 1. So it's really interesting to see what happens in book 2 and that recuperation, that small bit of respite. But at the same time, she gets involved in between this warring factions and has to choose a side despite her unwillingness to do so. So I'm very excited to talk to you about that. So that's going to be about 460, 70 pages. So it's a little bit smaller than the first book. Because a lot of it is also setting up for the last book in the trilogy, so there are some things that I'm building up to have payoffs at the end, but also a lot of interesting things, at least in my opinion, interesting things happen that bring things a little bit closer together for the end. So I think it's an important part of the trilogy in showcasing Elamaya's character, showcasing Rickard and Rhiannon's relationship, and then Emeg's growth as he meets somebody that kind of changes his perspective and things, despite him not realizing that he or she is doing that. And the release date of the Twin Princes will be October 19th, 2019. So a little bit more than a year. We're still, like I said, we're still in the beta process. That doesn't mean it's ready to be shipped yet. We still got almost a year to go, but getting closer to the end of this book writing cycle, and I'm just overwhelmed with joy just to have this out there for other people to read. So basically what I'm looking for now is beta readers. So what a beta reader is, if you're familiar with video games, it's like beta testing a video game. A select few group of people have the chance to preview this either movie or video game, and they test out the kinks. They get the reactions from a movie and say, yeah, this worked, this didn't work. The same exact thing is with reading. So with beta readers, you essentially read the whole novel and you read it for free. I'm not going to charge you anything to do that. And then my trade-off, in order for you giving me the time in order to read my novel, I will give you a free copy of the book once it's published, and I'll have it sent to your mailbox. So that's usually the trade-off that I have with my betas, is if they if they beta preview the novel for me and tell me what they like about it, what they hate about it. Essentially, I want them to be really harsh with the book. I want them to criticize the hell out of it so that they can tell me what I need to work on, what I need to change. So you might ask, okay, well, I want to be a beta reader because I want to read this book. Do I have to read the first book in the series, seeing as this is a sequel? And the answer is no. Although I do recommend that you do, and if you haven't yet and you're interested in doing so, you should check out Knights Without Kings on Amazon. It is on paperback and Kindle, and you can click on the link below to take you there and read the book for yourself. If, however, you would rather just beta read a book for the sake of reading a book that is free, that is absolutely okay too. I'm going to prepare a PDF, if you haven't read it, with plot points and things that are important for you to know for the second book. So don't sweat it if you haven't read the first one. Just let me know and I'll prepare this document for you. So essentially, as a beta reader, you're going to read the book and then you're going to answer questions that I'll have prepared for you. Whether, like, what did you think about this certain element? What did you think about this character introduction? What did you think about the end of the chapter? Was it too much of a cliffhanger? Would you like it to be a little bit smoother transition? What about the dialogue? Is it too clunky? Things like this. These are the kind of questions that I will be asking, and I will expect you to be able to answer as well. So if you are interested, email me at jonathantopp516@hotmail.com to let me know that you're interested. And in the little tagline, you can put beta reader request. And I'll happily answer that if that's something that you're interested in. And I look forward to hearing you about the beta read. That's it for this week. I just wanted to do a short little announcement of the book and the things that I'm working on. And I'm really excited to talk to you about that. And I hope to see you guys on the next one, all right? You be safe out there, okay? And it's a little crazy out there. I mean, obviously a lot of people are running around doing dumb things and evil things too. So don't be one of those people. Remember to keep your head above water and tread safely. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.
This is it. There are so many things I wanted to tell you.